I'm tired of mediocre damage. I want to find the best tropical raid team and I want to hit at least 50 million damage. In order to do so, I need to hunt for teams on Discord, YouTube, and even make my own. After I do that, I'm gonna combine all the techniques I learned to make the perfect team. This video is a big train wreck, so yeah. Let's get started. My first team was pretty much complete garbage. So then I went to the Cookie Run Kingdom Discord to see if there's any teams that I could work with. Eventually, I stumbled across a guide that looks like this. It said to use Shining Glitter, Tarte, Rye, Rockstar, and Snapdragon. This made me realize that Shining Glitter is meta. She deals as much damage as Rye, and she also gives your team defensive buffs. There's also a good reason why Snapdragon is in this team. At about 58 seconds, the boss uses a water cage attack on your cookies, and if they're in the water cage too long, they instantly get one shot. The only way to dispel the water cage is to use a cookie that can give you an HP shield, so that's why Snapdragon's here. The reason why Tatin is mandatory is because the boss is vulnerable to shackles. Also, she's a main damage dealer. Rye Cookie does more damage than Sherbert, so that's why we're using her. Finally, Rockstar's pretty self-explanatory. Now it's time to test out this Discord team. Let's go. The really good thing about this team is that not much timing is required. I spammed Rockstar, Shining Glitter, Tartatans, and Rice skills. However, I was extremely careful with Snapdragon's skill. I decided to hold on to Snapdragon's skill after 1 minute 8 seconds. Then I used it around 58 seconds to cleanse the water cage. I also decided to put the rope buff on Tartatan and Rye. My Tartatan was able to do extreme amounts of damage because of the attack speed. And we hit 47 million damage. That's really good, but it's not enough. So now it's time to make my own team. So far, I learned that Shining Glitter, Tartatan, and Rye Cookie are the best damage dealers, so I'm gonna keep using those three. However, the Discord team has some weaknesses. First of all, it's extremely squishy and it doesn't always survive. Snapdragon and Rockstar do periodic healing, but in this game mode, it's better to have something I like to call burst healing. This team is incapable of removing injury. Although the injury itself won't be able to kill you, it would help to get rid of it. So I decided to use Pure Vanilla and Cream Puff. Cream Puff does burst healing and gives a really nice crit buff. Pure Vanilla is gonna give us the HP shield to dispel the water cage. He also does burst healing, which is exactly what I want. Although it's quite unnecessary to cleanse the injury, it's still a nice bonus. And now it's time to use my team against the boss. Here we go. At the beginning, I used everybody's skill except for Pure Vanilla. I actually didn't need to save Pure Vanilla's skill at the beginning, but let's just forget about that. So then I decided to hold on to Cream Puff's skill to use later. That's also quite unnecessary, so I just kinda changed my strategy later on. After that, I used Cream Puff's skill at around 1 minute 2 seconds. This is because the boss does a massive attack right before the water cage, and Cream Puff is able to fully heal all my cookies before the water cage hits. That's why I prefer burst healing over periodic healing. I also time Pure Vanilla's skill so it cleanses the water cage, of course. After that, I just spam my skills over and over, and I was able to reach 49 million damage. Oh, come on, that's like the same as last time. Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to try something else. So I was searching on YouTube for some good tropical raid teams. Unfortunately, this Cookie Run YouTuber called Cherrow was quite unhelpful. He didn't even make a single video about tropical raids yet. What the heck? So then I found a video made by a Chinese YouTuber, and then I was like, hey, I'm just gonna use that tropical raid team right there. So the thing is, the team itself isn't that important, but rather the YouTuber's toppings are really good. Notice how Ponponlin is using 3 raspberries to crit? Well, I've been using full raspberry on my DPS the whole time, so oops. So then I decided to switch over to 3 raspberry, 2 apple for my DPS cookies. Rockstar and Parfait are cooldown while Cream Puff is crit. And notice how I'm using damage resist substats on everyone? This is actually a huge mistake, but I didn't know that until later. Anyways, it's time to test out this team. Let's go. So the really good thing about this team is that it's way tankier than the previous two. Parfait's also a really good option for this boss. Her magic candy allows you to gain an HP shield if you overheal. The only thing you need to time is Cream Puff's skills for when the boss uses the water cage. However, there are disadvantages for using Parfait instead of Pure Vanilla. She's way more difficult to use correctly. Pure Vanilla is much more simple and easy to use, so he's more consistent. Her auto attack damage only adds up to about like 1 million or 2 million damage damage, so it's not that much. This is personal preference, but I do like Pure Vanilla's burst of healing. Anyways, this team is still pretty good because triple healer, so I was able to reach 45 million damage. Well, here we go again. You know the worst part about this? The YouTuber used the same exact team as me and got 74 million. Gosh, it really sucks that I'm free to play. At this point, I was desperate. I was even testing out the most random teams. Yes, that's a hollyberry. So then I started using almonds on my cookies, but then I realized that my cookies took the same amount of damage with or without damage resist. So that's when I realized damage resist doesn't matter for this boss. So then I exchanged my damage resist substats for more attack and crit substats. It's time to put all the techniques I learned into one single team. First, I'm gonna use the Shining Glitter Tarte Rye combo from the Discord team. Next, I'm gonna use my two favorite healers for this game mode, Pure Vanilla and Cream Puff. The YouTuber Ponponlin says he used 3 raspberry, 2 apple jelly, so I'm gonna do that. Finally, I'm gonna ignore damage resist and focus on attack and crit substats instead. This right here is the ultimate team. However, sometimes Rye Cookie dies. If that happens, you should replace Rye Cookie with Rockstar. Here's what the perfect toppings should look like. This is my last chance to find the perfect team, so let's go. At the beginning, I use all 5 skills. Always spam Shining Glitter, Tartan, and Rye. I use Pure Vanilla right after the first injury debuff. At this point, things look pretty good, so keep spamming. I use Cream Puff at 1 minute 2 seconds. I saved my Pure Vanilla skill for the water cage at 58 seconds. After that, there's no timing, so let's kill this boss. Oh my gosh, I actually did it! 56 million damage! I have successfully found the perfect team for tropical raids. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, also cause I'm poor. Alright, see ya.